Hey friends, welcome back. In today's video, I will create a 3D model completely from scratch using the app SketchUp on my iPad. I will show you the most important tools, how you can get started and create any 3D objects or building. Of course, I've made another one of my cheat sheets to give you a guide of all the different tools. This is free, you can download it in the link in the description below. So if you don't know what is SketchUp, even though I think everyone in the design field knows this software and all architects tried it at some point, this is a 3D modeling software used to create architectural, interior design, engineering, landscape, and project design models. It's known for being easy to use, fast to learn, and versatile, making it popular with both professionals and beginners. We usually used it on our laptop, but since a few years now, it's fully functional on the iPad too, and it's honestly a game changer. There are a lot of tools and I don't want you to get overwhelmed, that's why I will show you first the tools that you will probably use the most, starting with the pencil. It's actually called the line tool. So this allows you to trace lines. When you connect those lines and create a closed plane, you will get a surface. And this is actually how you will build your model. If you want to trace freehand lines, you can select the Auto Shape tool right here. This lets you draw common shapes and add them to your model. If you want a rectangle, just draw it. Same for a circle or any other shape you want. You can also directly use the rectangle tool here or the circle tool there. Now, one of the most amazing tools is the push-pull tool just there. So this is the tool that will help you create 3D shapes from an existing surface or even cut a 3D shape out of a model. This one is very important. We will use it all the time when 3D modeling a building. You can use the select tool to select an object and the move tool to move it around. And if you want, you can also select just one edge or point and move it. That will stretch and distort your object. You will also have the rotate tool for rotating, the scale tool for scaling, and the select tool for selecting. Nothing complicated about this. As you notice, there are two ways of selecting. The lasso select here allows you to do it freehand, and the regular select. The three dots down here is where all the other tools are. Because there are so many more, you are free to place them however you want it. If you have some that you use more than the others, but usually this is how the main toolbar is with all the commonly used tools. On the top right, you have the optional tool modes. Whenever you tap on a tool on the left, this appears here. There are different modes that modify the way you use a tool. For example, the line tools has 5 optional modes. Each mode helps you lock into a specific direction or angle, so your lines or shapes snap exactly where you want them. For example, if I tap on this one, I will lock the line on the Z-axis, which is blue. Anyway, on the right side of your screen, you will have different panels. Each panel represents a different group of available options to help you take your model to the next level. So these are tools that needs to be used after you already started your 3D model. For example, you will be able to add colors, materials, environment, shadows, and change the style, add some text around, or change the model info. Don't worry, we will see some of these tools more in details later, after we have our 3D model. Other than that, on the top left side of your screen, you can find the different settings, undo, redo, import, and export. So now I think you have the basic information to get started. I personally always understand better with some good examples, so let's get started. I start by tracing a rectangle with the pencil tool. Of course, you can also do this directly with the rectangle tool. You can write the length of your lines by tapping on the measurement box just here. To choose different units, tap on the model info on the right side panel right there. I usually use centimeters, so I will just leave it like this. Now that I have my rectangle, I will use the push-pull to transform this flat rectangle into a box. Again, you can decide on the measurement here. I'm going to use this as the ground and I can 3D model a house on it. For this, I start with some rectangle again. And then push-pull. We can erase the lines that we don't need. And we can add new lines on top of these boxes. Now I will use the Move tool and select one of the edges here to change the shape of the roof. My measurements are not completely accurate as I would use in the real design of a building, but I really want to make it as easy as I can to keep it understandable. So I'm basically tracing some lines on these boxes and use the Push-Pull tool to make it 3D and add those details. We can of course add some windows, and for this I like to trace rectangles, and then after coloring them I add dimension with the Push-Pull tool. I will show you how to do it. We will draw all the windows in a minute. Just let's finish the roof first. Alright, let's draw these windows. I thought of some high ceiling rooms, so there will be huge windows. With the pencil or rectangle tool, I trace the aluminum windows frame, trying to give more details to make it more realistic. So this is still in 2D, but once we will color and make it 3D, it will look way better. Don't worry about that. I will trace another window on this side. By the way, there are different ways of doing this. You can use the offset tool here, which enables you to offset a line or shape quickly and easily. This will save you a lot of time instead of tracing it line by line. I'm just organizing my lines here so I don't complicate things when I will use the Push-Pull tool. Alright, now let's trace all the other windows, and I will speed up the video, otherwise it will be too long. Now let's add a glass railing there with probably some aluminum frame and details. It will be best if we create a group or component for this. So I traced a little square that I placed in a group, and then I double tapped on it to enter the group, if that makes sense. Then push-pull it up like this. The whole point of doing this as a group is that I can copy-paste this wherever I want without any distorted lines. So maybe I can place 4 on this side, or no, just 3 is enough I think, and a few more on the other sides. Groups are just what they sound like they are, a selection of multiple pieces of geometry. Components are a little more complex, reusable objects, but basically both helps you organize your model. Now I can trace the glass railing on them and also create a group for the whole. And as it is a group, I can change its dimension as a whole quickly and easily. I forgot these 2 windows on this side. I think we're okay with the house. Let's just organize the outdoor space. We can make the ground a wooden deck, add a swimming pool, add a grass, and places for trees around. Now comes the fun part, adding colors and materials. You can find the materials panel on the right side of your screen. By default, you will have a few colors already there, but you can download or create your own materials by tapping here. This will open the 3D warehouse of SketchUp, and from there you can download any materials, textures, and 3D models of anything, furniture, trees, cars, etc. You can even upload there your own 3D models. I am searching for a good texture or color for the facade of my building. For example, let's take this one and tap on Download. You will find it added to your material library. Now if I tap on the surface, it will place the texture on it like this. I'm not very satisfied with it, I will probably change it later, but for now let's add a wooden deck on the ground. This one is good. Nice. Now let's change the facade color again. I prefer this. I want to download a darker color for the window frame and a glass texture for the window. Good! I can now use the push-pull tool to make these windows 3D. Of course, this would be so much better if we also designed the interior. Let me know if you would be interested in another video like this, but this time we make an interior. Nice! This changes everything, right? Let's do this for all the windows. Now the roof. Good. Not a swimming pool. You can directly add the texture of water on the rectangle like this. Or if you want to make it a bit more realistic, you can add a pool tile texture on it, then push-pull it down like that. And then I'll just fix this first. Yeah, and then you can add another rectangle just there to texture it as a pool. which is really better. Let's select a grass texture and add a tree here in the middle. This is too big, let's change the scale. We can add more plants around because there is never enough. Some things you will download from the 3D warehouse will come as a group. Just explode the group, delete the part you don't need, and use the others. I just found a group of trees, so I will just select what I want and delete the others. We can place some outdoor furniture. I will rotate it and place it on the other side. Lastly, let's place lounge chair next to the pool. By the way, be careful about the things you download from the 3D warehouse because some of the files are too big and they can slow down your 3D model, especially trees and plants. They just take too much space. As alternative, sometimes you can find 2D plants like this one that also does the job, or you can add your own images of plants and trees. If you want, you can enable the shadows just here, decide on a time zone, a time of the day, a date, or increase the light or make it darker. You can even add a location to select a region. Alright, I think we can leave it like that. So what do you think of this? I'm not gonna lie, I really like this app. This is so practical. I often take it with me on the construction sites and I just start 3D modeling. It's very easy to use once you understand the tools. Personally, I used to always 3D model on SketchUp on my laptop, but since I have it on the iPad, it really is a game changer for me. So that's it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. If there is any tool you don't understand, please let me know. In the meantime, you can check this other video here if you have time, and see you in the next video. Bye!